Matthew and Diana return from Elizabethan London to find tragedy at Sept-Tours. Hello, everyone. I'm Steve from Valhartv, and welcome back to Discovery of Witches. Now, I'm going to be reviewing Season 3, Episode 1 today. This is going to be really good. I've been super pumped about this returning. So we begin this season out with Diana and Matthew returning from 16th century London. And everybody's been asking about where they've been because they haven't been able to find them, and nobody really knew that Diana was a time walker. So this is a big shock to especially the new Baldwin. And as we kick it right off, Diana finds out that Emily was deleted by Knox. And this was really kind of heartfelt because, you know, Diana is very upset about it. And even when she's talking to Matthew, you know, she's like, I don't really know what to do. So we see that she's actually wasn't expecting to come back to this. She was expecting to come back and find everything as she kind of left it, even though she did a little meddling in the past, which we haven't seen take shape into the future, you know. Like, we should have seen it by now, that I feel like, and we don't, especially when she changed a map with locations of where witches were living in Philippe's house. So I thought that was very interesting when she comes back and she finds that everything's kind of the same except for what happened to M, you know. And, you know, she wants to make Knox pay as well, but she doesn't want to just outright delete him, you know, because that would make him a martyr, and they need to do something else. So she's trying to figure it out. And in the meantime, we see Agatha leave to confront Knox and the council about what happened at Sept-Tours. So that was a whole really good scene that we'll get to in a few minutes. But there was a funeral scene for M that I thought was really good. It's really was heartfelt. There was grief there. We see that Diana and Em are walking to the coffin at the little shrine, the little temple there to the goddess Diana, and Sarah is like, I can't do it. So Diane walks up and starts to make this really, really good speech, and she gets overcome with grief, and Sarah comes up and helps her finish it. So I thought that was really good. It was really well done. It was very elegant and very beautiful as well. So that was another good thing about this this particular scene. And then when we get to the council scene, though, we have Knox and Javert. They're just smug in their power and everything, and in their position, and they try to swing it from, you know, what Knox did to the blood rage vampire attacks and stuff that the media's dubbing like the vampire attacks or vampire diaries or something like that. And I mean, it goes through, and it, like, you know, when Agatha finally speaks up and says that he deleted M, you know, everybody's like, what? And she's like, I call for the immediate, you know, dismissal of Knox and everything. And Knox like, oh, you can demand whatever you want and stuff, but, you know, it's the new Baldwin who's like, well, let's vote on it. He's like, I second the motion. And they go through, he's like, all imposed. You know, Javert and everybody are raising their hands. And then he's like, all in favor. And then unexpectedly, you know, something happens, and, you know, we even before that, we do get to see the return of Satu, which I thought was really cool because she's a really good character from season 2. I really liked her, and the look on Knox's face says it all. He did not see it coming. I mean, he was shocked, and I was just like, good for you. You got what you deserved. And he was not happy. He storms out after saying something, which I thought was really good and stuff. So that was a really fantastic scene. And, you know, as the episode goes on, we get to see a lot of old faces return in this season as well, like Gallow Glass and things like that. And, you know, even though apparently we have never seen him because he's always been in the background, other than in season 2, he talks about something he was tasked to do by Philip. So we get a glimpse into what he's been actually kind of doing for centuries, up until like Diana and stuff are born and things like that. So I thought that was very interesting to see. But we also get a lot of other information too. We get a lot of scheming from Jabert and Domenico as well. And we also get to see the return of Diana's old friend Chris, who's a scientist. She calls him up to help find a cure for blood rage. And in doing so, they could put a lot of people at risk because they're opening up about certain things. And the episode ends with a familiar face from episode 2, or from season 2, coming back when he gets a phone call and he walks out of a hotel room and the maid screams. So we really get a sense that this guy is really no good. Even in season 2, I kind of commented about him having that vibe where he's not really a good guy, And at the end of season 2, we see that, he really isn't. So I thought that was very good to bring him in. And again, like, the effects were fine in this. I did like the water flowers that Diana conjures in the lab. And again, the funeral for M was beautifully done. Now, the acting in this, I thought was pretty good. Everybody came back and they played their parts quite well. Diana, Matthew. The new Baldwin seems to be okay so far. He seems to be, I think he'll shape up to be a good Baldwin. The way he acted in this was basically really pompous, just like the original actor. He was very sure of his power and that he's the head of the family, so people can't really, stop him from doing stuff and demanding things. They have to pretty much do what he says. So I thought that was really good. So with the blood rage vampire on the rampage, the blood rage vampire on the rampage, and Jabert and basically the two families, Jabert and the de Clermonts, in a power struggle. We get to see again Jabert and Domenico still scheming. Domenico actually even goes up to Baldwin, gives him some pictures, and we see that everybody's really trying to get back to normalcy in the 21st century. Diane and Matt were missing for quite a while, so we get to really see all of that, and we also find out of something about Diana's pregnancy, which I did not see coming. I actually thought that was a really good twist to this episode. So I would honestly give this episode a 7 out of 10. It was pretty good. And it was a good start to the season. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode as well. If you guys like what I do, please hit the like button and subscribe. Take care for now, everyone.